Hi, this video is on the British Seagull outboard wipac ignition. Just a quick overview, how it works, how you can fix it, how you can repair it, and how to get a better spark. These are actually a very good ignition system, I think. Actually a bit better than the Villiers, the old Villiers that are there. So today we'll just start with the points. This one actually has a cover here, so we'll just remove the cover. There's one screw here, one screw here. Take out those two. The shorter one is closest to the crankshaft here. We'll remove that one. We'll have a look at these points here and see what kind of condition they're in. That's the smaller one. The bigger one here. Some of these have covers, some of them don't. Some people had covers on them and they haven't replaced them. They're not necessary to have on, but just make sure that if you do have a flywheel off, to clean the inside of this base plate, stop any dirt flying around the side and getting in contact with your points. So just remove your cover here, and that's your point system. Then inside you have your little cam arm here that opens and closes your points fast like that. When your flywheel is down over your crankshaft, when it turns, it moves that little cam arm in and out. You can see the little rise in height just there. I don't know if you can see it on that. There's a little rise in height there, and that pushes out the cam arm for each rotation. So you'd have open, close, open, close, open, close. Just really fast as it goes. The faster it goes, obviously, the faster it will move. I have a video up on how to remove the flywheel. You could do some of this while the flywheel is actually on through these little kind of viewing ports that are there. You would be able to clean the points through it. Now, I like to do a check on the wire on the far side as well, but we just stick with the points there for a minute. What I like to do is get a little bit of electrical contact cleaner. Have another video up on how to clean the points as well, but just for the sake of the video I'll do it. A little bit of contact cleaner, a little bit of sandpaper folded over. You have sandpaper on both sides. Push against the cam arm and pull through your sandpaper. Maybe do the same upwards. Just a few times. This one's actually already been cleaned. I'll have to give it another small bit of contact cleaner, and then just clean it again with a rag or something. Just make sure that everything is out of it. That's just a quick clean. As I said, I have a video up on the full clean of these. So that would give you a fairly good contact point with your points. So if I move this, you might be able to pick up how clean they are. You can see in there's a good shine on those points in there. So we're going to get a great pick up on that. The other thing, if you have your flywheel off with this wire here, make sure it's still connected in here. It's soldered on. It's soldered onto a little wire here that goes onto this mount here, and obviously opens and closes, create the spark. So you have your wire then running back on here. And the main reason why I take the flywheel off these is to get to this screw here. This one. What you really want is a bright blue spark. What I've noticed is if you have a yellow or orangey spark, you've got an issue with your points. This connection here with the wire are actually down in here on that tip inside here, or maybe the tips of your leads as well, but we'll get to that in a minute. So with this wire, what I like to do is actually remove it back out. I have definitely got a better spark by cleaning this one. Not always, but sometimes. There should be two washers as well on that little screw. It's a bit fiddly, it is fairly small. And if you're a fella like me with big enough paws, some of this stuff can be very fiddly. So we have a little screw with the two the two washers on it there. And what you have inside then is a wire, and all it is very simple. Is the wire is there, and it's just been made into a loop at the very end, and that slides down and comes in contact with this circular pickup point on the coil. So what I like to do is to sand both sides of this wire, and I do like to sand that circular piece inside. I already have this done, it's fairly clean. Sand both sides and give it a very light foil, and that should have you good again. Clean it, blow it out, and then reinstall your screw back into that again. That's always one to check. If you did have your flywheel off, if you are having trouble taking off a flywheel, I have a video up. Not all of them come off very easy. It's a kind of a patience game. With some of them you have to leave them overnight and soak them and things like that. And what I do sometimes on the very old ones is, if I'm not doing a full kind of restoration on it or anything like that, what I'll do is I'll actually try and work with it through these little entry holes there, you know, so that you have your wire cleaned, a little contact cleaned there. We have our points cleaned, we have that wire checked. What we like to do as well is make sure they're nice and clean here, these little pickup points, 3 of those. And also the inside of your flywheel, make sure that that's nice and clean as well. This is in fairly good shape. It's by no means new, but it's certainly in good shape, and there's no cracks or anything in the top. You could get a little wobble if there was a crack. I have seen them cracked along here or in around here where something has gone absolutely bananas with a hammer. So that's the top side of it done really. Everything is in shape, and maybe check the condition of the actual wire itself and there's no splits or anything like that in it. Then you have the little tip inside here. This is also a very common place to get weak spark from. I've seen them black, green, every kind of colour. Water's got onto them. Get a little flathead screwdriver, scrape it all down until it's nice and shiny, until you all the rubbish removed off of it. Blow it out, or if you have a little bit of compressed air handy, you could just blow it out. But just make sure you get a good shine up on that, and that will be ready to go then. So that's just a bit of an overview on the ignition side of it. It's very, very simple. If you wanted to remove any of this, very, very simple, very quick and simple. First thing, take out the screw, pull the wire out through here, take it out, open this nut, slide the whole lot up. This part is attached to it, so it'll actually slide straight up. Put your new coil back down, bolt it down, put your wire back in, and screw the wire back on, and you're ready to go. That's how you change the coil. With the points, all you need to do is remove this big screw here, give it a little bit of a shake, and pull it straight up. We'll obviously have to take the wire out from this side as well, and the wire will stay attached to these points. You can move that up, put back down another one. Always check your point gaps as well. That's on my points cleaning and readjustment video on how to set the proper gap on these points when your flywheel is back on. So check out that video if you're having the gap type issues there. And I'll just show you the lead as well. Before I put the flywheel back, I'm actually going to try and I'm going to put this back onto the leg and try and show you a spark. It's easier when it's back on the leg. This tip here, absolutely shine that up. What I like to do is get a little fine foil, very fine. I like to go around the whole lot of it like that and smoothen it off. You can just use sandpaper. We're not really removing material, we're just giving it a very light clean up. Get a good shine up on that. This is an aftermarket cap, this side. Just make sure there's nothing down in there, and it is very clean. You can see there's a good clean inside there. I'm sure I actually put a bit of sandpaper into this one with a screwdriver and just moved it around a bit to get a good contact. Sometimes you'll see the proper Seagull ones that have the screw end that's actually on them. What I might do is actually pause the video just for a second, and I'll dig one out for you there to show you. And this is the other type of, the tip is actually missing out of this end of it, but just for the sake of the video, some of these are actually inside here, and it fits in inside. It goes in through here and it goes onto there. But what I like to do is remove the rubber, take out this sand here, sand or lightly foil that, so you also get a good contact there. You can see that this is black here on this side, you know, it's not going to make a good contact. So put it back in, and you can screw it back on here with this. This is the old type system. I have another video on this full assembly and how to put this together, how to take it apart and how to clean it up. So you can have a look at that as well if you're having HT lead issues. This is an aftermarket one, so it's just a case of a push on fit for that. So that's more or less the ignition system, and I'm going to put it back together. I'm going to put it on its leg, and I'm going to try and get a spark up here for you so that you can see how it works and how it should work. What I will do is I'm going to put back on my little cover here, and I'm going to put back on my flywheel and put it on the leg. So I'll just pause the video there for a few minutes and I'll run it up again. Now I have the power head back on its leg here, so I can actually check the spark. I've installed my lead back in underneath my my coil here, and I've pushed my spark plug into my plug cover. Also check your plug gap as well, and what I have made up is just a couple of crocodile clips and a wire. It just makes it easier to check these sparks. I like to put one onto it and another one onto the head studs here somewhere. Any of those head studs there, really. That's what I like to have it on myself. So what I might try and do is actually spin it over so you can see it sparking. Hopefully you'll be able to pick this up. Should be dark enough that you could see it. So I'll just try it there now. Yep, it's sparking away. It's a bit jumpy around there trying to pull it and hold it at the same time, but you have the idea. There's a good bright spark, nice blue spark. You can pick. Hopefully the video's picking it up. Yeah, perfect. So that's more or less it there. With the whole wipac situation. Just make sure that your lead is secured, and you should be set up and ready to go. I have a video on the flywheel removal. I have another video on how to test your coil with a multimeter. I have another video on cleaning the points. I have another video on the HT lead assembly, this particular assembly, and the original type with the screw-in cap. You could check those out as well. I also have a video on removing the head and reassembling the crankcases. I'll have a couple of other videos, I'd say, coming up on a few different things. I'll probably have a silver century up soon as well here. That'll be doing a few bits. I have a small split of the gearbox as well, and how to take on and off your propeller, just for beginners really. So that's it. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.